NETRIP is, as it is, National Automotive Testing R&D Infrastructure Project, which every one of you knows. And the NETRIP has envisaged an investment of around 3,500 crore rupees among 7 centers in the entire country. And the Global Automotive Research Center, GRC Chennai, here in Tamil Nadu, has invested, is going to invest, and most of the facilities are completed, close to rupees 1,000 crore. So it's a very big investment onto the infrastructure. The industry wants there has to be infrastructure in all fields in Tamil Nadu. And for the auto industry R&D, it's already created. So here are some of the evidences that why the Tamil Nadu should be an attractive option for auto industry, which is already established here. And maybe this is the reason where the state government and the government of India has brought these facilities at this Chennai through Global Automotive Research Center. As the plan, Government of India has planned through the Ministry of Heavy Industry, there is an automotive mission plan, and the potential benefits to Madhya Pradesh I have written because NATREX is one of the center and the GRC is another center, and the suggested policy initiatives for the state to augmentation of auto hub in Indore and in the entire country. So in the automotive mission plan, as all of you know, I am not going to repeat it, it has envisaged many things into the auto industry to give a boost to the auto manufacturing. Turnover of USD 34 billion in 2006 to 145 billion in 2016 have been planned. Additional employment and auto sector's growth in the GDP from 7% to 10%. So these were the benefits which has been envisaged, and wherein the government of India has invested, has planned to invest rupees 3,500 crore in creating the facilities across the country. The automotive mission plan, as you know, to make India a global automotive hub, to invest in research and development to increase innovative breakthroughs for vehicle design and manufacturing technology, to provide a world-class infrastructure for automotive R&D, to nurture the skill sets required to promote technological developments. So NATRIP is an important initiative by the government of India, wherein public-private partnership with joining hands with the union government, state government, and the Indian automotive industry. Here actually I'll be concentrating not onto the all NATRIP facilities, but of the Global Automotive Research Center facility in Chennai. The location of the project is Orgadam, and we have a land there of 304 acres land which has been developed, and the Government of India investment is close to rupees 1,000 crore. And some of the facilities planned in the GRC and which has been completed, most of the facilities have been completed. As you can see the site plan, you can see the test tracks are there, because in India this was a big lacuna in the development and the homologation sector, because we didn't have the world-class test tracks and the laboratories. So here in the GR, these test tracks have been created, and these will be completed by end of this year. And 2 test tracks of external noise track and the dynamic circle pad is already completed, and the industry now can use it. It has been inaugurated in the last week by our Honorable Minister of Heavy Industries. So these are some of the facilities, and I would like to emphasize on the test tracks. High speed of the oval track having an overall length of 4.47 kilometer. Then we are having the test hill tracks having 5 stages of the grades ranging from 6% to 28%. Braking surface track, steering pad of radius 100 meter, external noise track of 661 meter long, in addition to the certification facilities and R&D facilities having center of excellency for advanced passive safety lab. Now here I want to just mention about this advanced passive safety lab, which will be having a covered area of 250,000 square feet in area. I have not come across any passive safety lab having such a big covered area and having all the facilities to test the crash worthiness of the vehicle, which will help in the design and the development of the vehicle, because the Government of India has planned that the full safety norms would be applicable from October 2017. And this was a big gap, not having a very big, not having the passive safety lab for the certification or the development purposes. And here the investment on this lab itself is more than rupees 190 crore. So this talks about the scale through which, by which we are making these facilities of the global standards, and the auto industry which is present in not only in Tamil Nadu, across the country would have the benefit that they can get their developmental and homologation needs right here in the country, right here in the Chennai. So this is the test track I had talked about. This is the high-speed oval track, which is most talked about feature of any R&D center for the auto sector. These are the gradability test tracks. I'm not going to go into these details. And the ABS track has got the surface, ceramic, basalt, and asphalt. I've been hearing that the ABS ABS regulation, why it is not coming to the India or something. Because we didn't have the ABS track as such available in the country. In fact, you're the auto industry people and you know all of these things. But I'm very much surprised why didn't we have these facilities and how would you issue the regulations? So this was the industry's demand, and these ABS tracks have been now being created at the GRC Center. And this will help in regulating, in issuing a good regulatory framework. Steering pad, I'm not going into these details. Pass by noise test track, you're aware about it. Vehicle evaluation lab will have following facilities and having all these equipments for testing the vehicle for the research development as well as for the homologation. Safety component lab, we have the component test rig and the seat belts, buckles, retractor test rig, which will have many capabilities as it is shown onto the slide. I'm not going to repeat it. Facilities in safety component lab, these have been installed, and you are seeing the actual lab photographs, and these have been inaugurated and open to the industry. Facilities, again, the bumper pendulum, fuel tank pendulum, window retention test setup. And then the durability facilities in safety component lab, again further going, all these test rigs have been installed at the GRC. Photometry lab is in function since last 1.5 years. This is the certification department, has got all these facilities, and it is one of the best photometry lab in the country. These are some of the equipment of the photometry lab. Fatigue lab is already functional, and we have very good facility there. 4 poster passenger cars, 650 to 3,500 kg, universal test benches, rotary actuators, electrodynamic shakers, multi-axial simulation test with climatic chamber minus 30 degrees centigrade to plus 80 degree. 4 poster car passengers, it is installed there. You can see this facility in the photograph, masked for components. Universal test benches is installed there. Upcoming facilities in the fatigue lab. Some of the facilities which are not installed is going to come there in the fatigue lab. Vibration shaker lab is already installed there. These are the specification of the vibration shaker lab, and we have our specifications, and on the website all these details are given. Emission certification lab, EMC lab. This is again a very big lab and the center of excellency at this GRC. So all kind of tests can be done in this EMC certification lab. Mileage accumulation chassis dyno is working for last rather 2 years, and we are getting good industry participation and good industry requirement here. Specification of MSCD lab is given here. And then this is the control room of MSCD and all, workspace. Again, EMC lab. So this EMC lab will be functional. Most of the part has already been done, but to open it to the industry for testing, it will take some more time, maybe end of this year. And this advanced passive safety lab I was talking about, here you see all facilities available for the testing the crashworthiness of the vehicle. Vehicle to vehicle crash, max speed is 2 into 80 kilometer, max speed up to 2 ton. Airbag lab is there, pedestrian and occupant safety. And here the impact speed frontal 120 kilometer per hour with 3.5 ton with maximum acceleration 0.5 g. So actually we in this passive safety lab, since the regulations were yet to come, so what happened that we planned technically in this lab all world-class standards we should be able to test it, like all European standards or probably the USA standards also. So because we were not very sure, or we are not sure, or for any developmental purposes you need to meet the requirement of different country-specific developmental needs. So this labs provides you complete global facilities here in Chennai itself, and this gives the evidence. This gives the evidence that why the Tamil Nadu or the Chennai should be the preferred destination for the auto sector. These are the evidence and the facts. Okay, so crash test dummies, these have already been received at the GRC. This is actual photograph, and we have all sort of dummies available there. And the pedestrian and occupant safety lab, this rig is already functioning. Airbag Test Lab, I've been told that in the country, the Airbag Test Lab, what facilities we have got is nowhere in the country. So again, it gives a confidence to the government as well as to the auto industry. And the government of Tamil Nadu has provided lots of support to the GR since its inauguration, since its beginning, giving the land and supporting for each and every activity. And here indeed, it's a privilege for me to speak in front of you on behalf of the NATRIP. We are very thankful for giving this an opportunity. Infotronics Lab, this is again there. CAD-CAE Software Lab, Recycling Demo Unit. Now this is something, actually this installation of this unit, the industry has supported. Mr. Ramchandran Saited is sitting here and knows about it. So industry supported, and here actually, as Mr. Ambu Sharma, Additional Secretary, has got the vision, because it's his vision and the planning for the, basically for the Chennai and for the entire country as well, but he has got lots of affinity with the Chennai and the Tamil Nadu. So this recycling demo units here, what we are trying to do, we are trying to recycle the four-wheelers as well as the two-wheelers and help the government in formulating a policy that what should be the end of life cycle cost or end of life cycle regulations. So here we recycle these things, we package the different things, recycle the things, like for the recycling, collect the things, sell it to the market, understand how much cost we are generating. So this is the snapshot of recycling demo unit, which is functional for last 2.5 years. The facilities currently operational are listed here, which I have already told. So in addition to this, what I want to say actually, not only that we are helping here in the homologation, certification, and the developmental needs of the auto industry, there is another aspect of it. The crash worthiness of the vehicle, safety on the roads. And I know that I come to know that the Tamil Nadu is one of the best states where the accident data collection project is very much in a good stage here. And this is how actually, if you see the MORTS data on the accidents, this is again a misnomer, because it says that the Tamil Nadu has got the little higher accidents in comparison to other states. So since I am working on the National Accident Data Analysis Project, that's why I am saying this thing. So Tamil Nadu, since it is recording most of the accidents, that's why the Tamil Nadu looks to be on a little higher side on the accidents. So why I'm saying this, that the NATRIP has got one of the center called National Accident Data Analysis Center, which is working all over the country. And seeing the Tamil Nadu's record and its help, I seek help of Mr. Rajiv Ranjan also officially. I talked to your Transport Commissioner as well. That what we are doing, we have shifted, the NATRIP has shifted, National Accident Data Analysis Center of the NATRIP has shifted one of our investigation team here for the in-depth accident data collection. I have been doing this accident data collection in collaboration with IIT Delhi and Loughborough University of UK. So not only will be supporting the industry in terms of the R&D infrastructure, we will be supporting the industry in terms of the research on accident data, on the accidents, why the accident happens, how we can mitigate the injuries as well as the fatality should be reduced. Okay, so for this project, we started collecting the in-depth accident data, and then we are researching on it. We want to make it totally collecting the accident data from the several places in the country. And one of the unit of the ADAC has been shifted into Chennai. It is located in the GR, and we will be starting in-depth accident data collection at this center, and it will help the auto industry to understand how they can develop in the Indian condition crash-worthy vehicle. Because the crash-worthy norms are going to be issued from October 2017. And for this, the industry wants lots of data and how in Indian conditions it will be applied. So this data we are generating, and we are taking industry on our side also, because we have launched a project, a road safety project in collaboration again with UK University Loughborough and the IIT Delhi. And invitations have been sent, that's what I'm saying, to all the OEMs, to the state governments also, to participate in this project and help us in understanding and making the regulatory framework. So this is what all I want to talk about. Thank you so much for giving me this an opportunity. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much, Mr. Agarwal. Yes, indeed, Natrip is doing a lot of interesting work, handiwork of Mr. Ambut Sharma, who is with us today. So, ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the close of the presentations and comments that the panelists made. Maybe we can sort of take this forward like this from here on. I can throw some questions at the panelists, maybe 3 or 4 of them. And then after that, I'm going to open it to the floor. Give me 10 minutes, sir, and I'll come to you. So please stand up, identify yourself, and if your question is sort of targeted at one individual, please name that person. For this quick discussion, maybe we can focus on how Tamil Nadu can leapfrog from being India's largest auto cluster to one of the world's largest auto clusters, and I think that should be really the focus. So on that note, let me first ask my first question to Mr. Ranjan, since you're representing the government here, sir. The GST is something that the auto industry has been waiting for very closely. And considering the efforts that the Tamil Nadu government has made to ensure that there is ease of doing business in Tamil Nadu, it's a little perplexing for many of the Tamil Nadu government stand on the GST. So can you throw us some light what your concerns are, and have you told the central government of your concerns, and what has the response been on that?
See, we have heard that one of the reform measures which the industry is looking forward is the GST, because GST, as we know, will help the manufacturing sector greatly. That is very obvious, and that is why the center and states have been working on this for quite some time. I have been fortunate enough to be associated with this in my previous capacity. I was looking after the commercial taxes. I was Principal Secretary Commercial Taxes in Tamil Nadu. So that portfolio, I've handled the subject. So I'm aware of the issues in detail. In fact, I was at some point in time heading a panel to look at, but without going into those issues, to mention that GST is a very welcome step and a very big reform measure for the taxation sector for the country. It's so important that there are various estimates of the benefit. Some estimates say that 1.5 to 2% of the GDP of the country can be increased by simply getting a good functional GST in place. Now the issue of the GST is, conceptually it is fine, but Tamil Nadu has some concerns, and some other states have also mentioned it. And as I said, that we will not get into too much of those technical issues, but to broadly mention, the manufacturing states have some concerns. Tamil Nadu has voiced it, and also the implementation mechanism which is put in place also needs to be detailed. The major objection at some point of time, some of the states took it up, and Tamil Nadu had voiced that issue, saying that the federal, in the devolution of powers between center and state, they thought that there was an encroachment, and that were the issues which were flagged in the constitutional amendment which was brought in. Some of it has been sorted out because, as you'd be aware, there is a system of the empowered committee and the finance ministers of various states regularly meet and discuss various issues, and they have been able to resolve most of the differences. So apart from the issues of the federal center-state fiscal relation issues, implementation issues were some of them which were brought out, and they have been addressed. With that, I am sure that GST, again the issues of what should be in GST, what should be the rate of GST, what would be the effective rate of GST, there are many issues in this, and there have been a lot of differences in that. The general issue was that the ideal GST, where everything should come in, all services and all goods, but unfortunately many states had reservations, and things like petroleum, things like alcohol, property, for example, real estate, all these issues were discussed, and as I said, we will go out of
Yeah.
the focus area. I would not go into much of it, but to simply say that we are supporting GST as a concept, as a thing to do. We have some, Tamil Nadu has voiced some of the concerns which have been flagged at the central level. Some of them have been also addressed, and we hope with those concerns addressed, we have already done the due preparation also, you see. And so I am sure that it will be a major step for helping the industry in the country. The manufacturing industry, especially the automobile industry, will be a great, for them, it will be a game changer.
Beneficiary,
So with that, let's hope that it comes early.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ranjan. Mr. Dasari, I'll ask you now to don your hat of being the president of SIAM. Last week, you unveiled the new automotive mission plan. Again, bold announcements and targets. Specifically with respect to the AMP, what role do you think that the Tamil Nadu government can play in meeting some of those objectives?
I think the architect of AMP 2026 is sitting in front of us, so maybe he should be the one answering this question. Maybe after I'm finished, maybe you can ask him to answer that question. But building on AMP 2016, which was Automotive Mission Plan 2016, the target was to achieve an overall industry size of 550,000 crores. And we came very close to it. We are at 503,000 crores, and I think by the time April comes around, we'll probably achieve that target. So there was tremendous success under Automotive Mission Plan 2016. More than 33 crore jobs or 30 million jobs have been created. The export target was about 40,000 crores. The automotive industries exceeded that. We did about 55,000 crores. More than 50% of the manufacturing GDP is coming from auto industry. 10% of the R&D in the country is coming from the auto industry. In all of this, as Mr. Ranjan pointed out earlier in his presentation, a large chunk of the auto industry is coming from Tamil Nadu. So I think the policies that are already in place here, plus the suggestions that we have made, I think building on those would possibly be something that other states could emulate to promote auto industry much faster in our country.
Why don't you come in, Mr. Sharma? I'll pass on the mic to you, specifically about the AMP.
No, as we all know, AMP 1 has been a great success. That is 2006 to 16. We have almost achieved about 90% of the targets. And AMP 2, that's what gave us the confidence to go in for the next 10 years of 2026. The question was that what Tamil Nadu can do and contribute towards making the AMP a success. And I dare say that Government of India only makes the roadmap. We don't implement it. The implementation is done at the state level and at the district levels. So it is, everything has to be done by the states. And Tamil Nadu being one of the leading automotive hubs in India, we do expect a lot of contribution from the state government. Whether it is in export, we are already doing 60% of the automotive exports through Chennai. Export is one of the major focal points of AMP2. Investments is another. Investments, how will they come? Unless there is good infrastructure, there is good power, there is good water, there is good roads, and there is good skilled manpower, which of course Tamil Nadu has in large numbers. Only if all these things are available and an enabling environment from the government, right up to from the state level to the local municipality or town panchayat or village panchayat level, so that there is no hassle and there is no hurdles in the way of an investor or an industry to operate on a day-to-day basis, whether it is tax collection, whether it is getting simple pollution control board kind of permissions or annual checkups, etc., or getting refunds of their sales tax or VAT or whatever have you. So all in all, everything has to be done by the state governments, and we do expect Tamil Nadu to be in the forefront.
Thanks so much, Mr. Sharma. A couple of last questions from my side. This is open to all the foreign companies on the dais, and please feel free to come in. For the longest time, in India, it was seen that what is good for politics is not necessarily good for business. But now, increasingly, we are seeing a lot of state governments, the overwhelming discourse being, how do we improve the business environment and climate? Is that the big change now you see in India as compared to, let's say, 15, 20 years back? Anybody? Mr. Bonham, if you could, given your vast experience of India.
Look, I think the passion First off, there's much more alignment between government and private enterprise now and an understanding of what is required. Secondly, they're not competing forces. Right? These are forces that are here for the good of India. And for a long period of time, perhaps there was a feeling there was some competing forces. I think the fact that this session is on here, that people are prepared to listen to suggestions, not so much it's constructive criticism, but also recognition of the great work that's already been done to now. But unfortunately, the world doesn't stop and wait for states or governments or whatever to catch up, or for industry to catch up. We all know that we're in a dog-eat-dog world, and we need to recognise that and be prepared for that and ensure that we are always benchmarking, whether it's company to company, government to government, export process to export process, best in class, and not limiting ourselves to perhaps local environs, but looking at where global best in class is. And I actually think this is happening already. I see that has moved a long way from where it was. India is so much more outward looking now than when I first arrived, which was over 10 years ago. And that is great. And if that continues, I'm sure this great country can only go on to terrific things, and I wish it all the best.
Mr. Burns.
Yeah, I fully agree of what Mr. Bonham has said, but one additional aspect. I think one of the big initiatives of the central government is the Make in India. And actually one of the drivers for Make in India is the demographics. And the demographics can be a huge dividend to say we have an unlimited, highly qualified workforce here. But it can also be a problem because you have to generate employment. And these numbers are huge. Yeah? We're talking about generation of 1 million jobs a month for the next 10 years. And this number you can't imagine. So you need to have 30,000 jobs a day additionally for the next 10 years. And this can only be generated through manufacturing. Of course, you can generate some jobs through services, etc., but you need a very strong manufacturing. And then I can only repeat what Mr. Bonham has said. We have to compete on an international level if we want to create these jobs. Of course, there's a huge market in India, but we have to generate export opportunities. And for this, we have to be competitive on a worldwide range. And then ease of doing business, of course, we know the World Bank figures 142 out of 189. So we have to face the fact we are not competitive at the moment. And this needs to be improved. And I also see this openness to discuss it. And the healthy competition between the different states who are doing events like this and say, I have 30 days for approvals and somebody else has 28. So where do you go? And I think that's a very, very positive trend which is benefiting not only the states, but overall the country. And this is what we're here for and what we have to work on.
Please go ahead, Mr. Ranjan.
I'd like to just supplement what Mr. Burns said. The demographic dividend is, we have been hearing quite a bit. We all know what it is, that India has 40% of its population is below 18, 25%, I mean, if you look at it in terms of less than 25 years and less, 50% of the population. 35 years and less, 65% of the population. So we are very clear that the future belongs for next 1 or 2 generations. The workforce in the whole world, the maximum will come from this country. Now that is where the issue is, whether demographic dividend should not become a nightmare, and that is where the more than 1 million population or the workforce addition every year is a large number, as Mr. Burns pointed out. The responsibility is to make it skilled. And that is where Tamil Nadu, I would mention, you see, this has been referred to by some speakers, and the skill mission. You see, Tamil Nadu has been working on skilling the population for a very long time. This is something which I must say, I was somewhat involved in this issue even at the national level. I was fortunate to be part of an initiative at the national level called the National Manufacturing Competitiveness Council. This was set up in 2005 by the Government of India. That time I was working in Government of India and I helped set it up. So there the issue was, as Mr. Burns said, manufacturing, to give the manufacturing its rightful due. For a country like India, where you have a huge population and we have to get them sustainably, jobs